think it could just go right back on just like that. Be fine. Last another 200,000. So today was supposed to be a relatively exciting day. It still could be a good day, but it's just going to be less exciting. Now, I don't want you to think that I don't want you to finish watching the rest of this video, because you need to. It's important. But I went off from today, starting off with getting freshy parts. We got freshy parts for the rear end over there. But as you can see, we got the hood up on Mr. Bill. Belt laying there. It's no bueno. So before we can get to the otherwise exciting stuff, we've got to check out what went wrong with Mr. Bill and get the daily and the tow rig back on the road so we can keep doing exciting stuff. So here I am, just driving along, blah, 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 singing, watching the world go crazy, you know. Anyway, and all of a sudden the thing's like, squawk, 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 squawk. I'm like, ugh, that don't sound good. I'm driving along, but I'm watching the gauges. Everything's fine. While pulling along, and all of a sudden the squawking goes away. The gauges come back, battery comes up, battery light goes off, power steering's back, braking's back. We're not cruising on home. And I just knew that this belt was going to be shredded, torn to pieces, hanging on by threads. It's really not in bad shape. I'm probably going to pick up another one, but it's probably be a good spare to have. Something to throw into the back seat, keep for a rainy day. I thought immediately that joker would either like not exist or be like so shredded, like I had like one freaking cord hanging it. But that's not the case. It's not in bad shape, all things considered. So what happened was I had this pulley down here lock up, and all the bearings in that guy, yeah, they didn't want to go along for the ride anymore. So this joker right here, out, run to town and grab a new one and be back in business. Uh-oh. I wasn't supposed to drop it.
That's gonna be right in the hardest place to reach. Of course. Oh, that's hot too. Ugh. Note to self. Radiator hoses are hot.
They could just go right back on just like that. Be fine. Last another 200,000. Nah. I got the freshie back on. Everything's installed. New belt, new pulleys. We are good to go. Mr. Bill is back ready for the road. So now let's check out some of the fresh goodies that we picked up from Summit today and see what's next for Clifford. 1/2-inch lift. So I've been wanting just a tiny bit more ride height out of the truck. Not much, just a little bit. Been wanting just a tiny bit more, so I'm hoping that these guys will do the trick. So got those. It's pretty neat. 6404. Get that joker up just a skosh, just for shock purposes. It's cheaper to buy these and give it a 1/2 inch of ride height than it is to get new shocks. So got those. These look like my gears, probably the ring gear here. Oh no, that's not the ring gear, that's the install kit. Nice. New gasket, bearings and seals, everything good. New ring gear bolts. And junk, we don't need that. These must be the gears. Yeah, that makes a little more sense. What was I thinking? Come on. Like I said, we did so much beating and banging on that rear end the other day. It's kind of funny. There's so much carnage going on in the rear end that even after we got it apart and the ring gear and pinion were fine, so we decided to go ahead and toss in a fresh set while we had everything apart. We didn't want to risk anything. If we're going to do it, now's the time. And that's what we got. We picked up one of the lower end motives. We didn't spend too much on this because it's like I said, I really think that there's some benefit to going to a steeper gear or something a little deeper, closer to the 390, 410, I don't know, 373. But I didn't want to just take a shot in the dark at that. I really wanted to collect some data after making some good power. Like, we still have not made a clean pass under power to know exactly what the RPM and all is like. We know that we could probably deal with a little more, but how more? Or how much more? 373, 390, 410, 456, 488? Who knows? Sort of a myth that turbo vehicles like numerically low gears, like a 342, but that's sort of a myth because it just means that it loads the engine up harder and it makes more boost sooner. But that doesn't necessarily mean that you're racing quicker. You know, and that's the ultimate goal, is to get to the finish line first. I don't care how much boost it makes or how much faster it makes the turbo spool or whatever. There's ways to do that that don't rely on you losing on losing ET. ET is the goal. It's getting to the finish line in the shortest amount of time possible. And we would like to make a gear choice based on what we think is going to do that, what's going to match the setup the most as we begin to apply more and more and more steam to this thing. So we want to put gears in there that are going to match the setup and everything go down, because that's what it's about. There's no any one particular gear or theory on gears that work versus one thing or another. It's all setup dependent. So don't go post it on Facebook or even in my comments. Don't go asking me what I think is the best gear for you, because it doesn't. It's relevant. There's so many things like 1/8 mile racing, 1/4 mile racing, roll racing, daily driving, a little bit of everything. All of those things are going to determine different factors about your build that can't be answered with one blanket statement. I tend to have the opinion of don't fear the gear, don't fear the converter, and don't fear the gear. Put those things in there that are spicy, that are aggressive, and usually you'll have good results with them because they complement each other. For these, I have a tight converter and I have really small gears. So I'm kind of going against my own advice there, but it's what I have. Happy to have new, fresh set of gears in. Gonna get these guys put in. We're running out of time. The race is coming up again quick. So this is Civil War II. It's a no prep race. It's gonna be at Gulfport Dragway next Saturday, January 16th. So that is coming up quick. I have got to get all of these parts in, get the rear end back in. I got some new parts coming on the way from my buddy Jeremy at Cunningham Machine. The guys at Mac, they built me some axle brackets that are coming in. They're gonna go with my VAS bars. Lots and lots of pieces coming in that I want to do to make this thing better. Like a totally new front end, like all new front end. I got a new steering box setup coming from AGR Performance. I got a big super steer idler arm going on. I got, you name it, a couple of things. A steering U-joint versus the rag joint. A lot of things that I think are gonna really help improve the truck. They don't really necessarily change the behavior of it. Stuff that will either grow with me into the future or is addressing a problem that I have now. So that's what we're doing. That's what we have coming up in the next couple of days. I'm sorry there's been a lull in the action as far as racing and such goes, but it's a necessary thing. You have to sometimes not slow down. You know, slowing down is never an option, but sometimes you have to regroup and get a plan together, reassess the damages, lick your wounds, and come back better. And that's what we're doing. We've just been full sending this thing so much, and we haven't had that great of results. So it's been time to, you know, reel it all in, cross our T's, dot our I's, make sure this thing is race ready come next weekend. So hopefully we can kick some ass. As always, thanks for watching. I'm Diggin' Z71. Remember, get outside, get in the shop, get in the driveway, wherever it is that you have to work on your stuff, get out there and just start doing something with it. Get out there and hustle. That is the key to getting better. If you want your racing program or whatever it is that you do with your vehicle to improve this year, you have got to get outside and do it flat out. There's no other secret involved. Just literally spending the time and the hustle. That's it. So as always, I'm Diggin' Z71. Thanks for watching. Stay hustling. We will see you next time.